Yo.
Yo.
Whoa, what did you just say, Steve?
What'd you just say, Steven?
I said yo.
Oh, I don't think you can say that on the radio, dude.
Yo.
Dude,
Oh,
all
that's
right.
all right.
Yeah, I mean, just keep going. Double down. I like
We'll
it.
be
I like
all
the
right.
confidence.
I think we'll be all right. What's up, guys?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just another Moviga Monday.
Another day in paradise. Another para and day of dice, dude.
Yo. What's up, guys? Oh man, happy day.
Indeed.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
We went to Legoland, and my son made a minifigure of me. He said, "Dad, it's you." What do you think?
Let's see.
What do you think? What do you think?
Whoa.
Pretty good, huh?
It's pretty
That's-
close.
That's pretty good. I like it. Good job, Nate.
Looks just like you.
I wasn't Noah, was it?
I think the hair is really what and the goatee.
Yeah,
The
right.
goatee, yeah. It looks.
Yeah.
Got that HBO Snape hair.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. Anyway, what's up, guys?
Anyway, just hanging out.
Yeah, me too. You guys want to get absolutely right into it?
Always.
Yeah, kinda.
Always.
Always.
Another Snape reference. Let's do it all night.
Yeah. I mean, 320. Is it? What's the number? 300 and what?
94 or something like that.
94.
961,800 minutes.
394.
That's it. 394.
All right. Let's freaking do it, dude.
Okay. Sounds good.
There we go. Oh.
I
Audacity.
have no idea where my iPad is. Do it fine real quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I usually use that for the old notes. You know what I mean?
Oh, noties.
Oh, it's at the church, so we're good.
Swing by, grab that real quick.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
All right. I am recording.
Oh, frick.
Recording.
I'm not. I don't even have that open. Give me a sec.
What do you want to talk about?
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking.
I am now recording.
Three, two, one. Glorious.
Gloria Esteban.
Yes. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Moviga podcast, where we are talking all things movies, video games, and more. My name is Steven, joined today by Austin
Greetings.
and Brain.
Hello.
Boys, how is it going?
Dude,
It's,
it's
what I
going,
wanna know.
man.
Dude.
it's good to be back.
Oh yeah, we had a little break action. Sir Justin streamed some G-pop last week, some Game Pass or Play. Shout out,
Dude.
little throwback.
Yeah.
Missed
Yeah,
it.
it wasn't.
I've
What is
missed it.
exactly Game Pass? But it was.
Oh,
he
was it
playing
not?
Divinity.
What a
He was playing
freaking
Divinity.
cheat!
Yeah,
Wow.
I
he
gave it a
said-
pass automatically.
I gave him so many good recommendations of new games to play on Game Pass, and he was just like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just play Divinity."
Dude.
Alright.
So Larian didn't do that game, did they?
Yeah,
They did.
Oh yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say it looked exactly the same as Baldur's Gate. I feel like so much
Yeah,
of it looked the same.
Actually, what was funny? One thing I didn't realize is it actually uses similar soundtrack theme. The main theme of Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing in Divinity. Yeah. Same team.
Really?
Thing, dude.
Which I had no idea. Yeah. I
Well,
heard
and
it and I was like,
they do like build upon one another because like the boss,
Yes.
I know Steve, the boss you just fought, like Ball's chosen, like the grandfather,
Yes.
Orin's grandfather.
Oh yeah.
He was like the main
Slayed that
villain in
Oh,
Divinity Original Sin
But-
2, I believe.
but that game is not D&D universe.
I believe it. No, I believe it is.
Justin
I might be
told me it
wrong. Then maybe not. I'm not as
there might just be some overlap there that they were able to like include between them.
well. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe is it just Baldur's Gate 1 and 2? I
Well,
think I'm
Larian
wrong. I think I'm way
They
off.
also do Divinity 1
Yeah.
and 2.
I think I'm just conflating Divinity and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. So
Oh,
I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, it may be.
Not
but
possible.
Like Larian
I usually-
being in charge of all those games, like they could be from completely different franchises, but they all look the same because they're all
Yeah.
Larian games.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larian. Basically.
Dude, the new Divinity looks maybe even too. I'm not. I don't know.
Intense.
I was gonna say too raunchy even for me, but I'm not a big raunchy boy, so I mean.
True.
That,
I mean,
Despite what they say about you.
that is true.
And
Big
what we
raunchy
all
boy.
know.
Yeah.
My takes
exactly.
are hot, but that's about it.
That trailer was very intense. I'll say that.
Yeah, and
You
you're a
know.
big raunchy boy.
Austin is the raunchiest of the boys for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, let's get out
Anyways,
of here.
Find the movie podcast. I will.
Anyway. Me personally, I find it over at movigapodcast.com, where you can find every link you'll ever need in life. Hop on our Discord, be a part of the conversation. Follow us on social media at Moviga Podcast or Facebook. Follow us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all them places. Twitch.tv/Moviga. That is where Sir Justin streamed Divinity Original Sin 2. Not part of the D&D universe. Confirmed here. You heard it first. But
Yes.
Larian. But we'd love for you to join us live over at youtube.com/@Moviga every Moviga Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you can't make the live stream, watch the VOD, bro. And subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Please.
Comment. But shout out to all those in chat right now. We see you guys. We love you guys.
Steve does.
Sheesh. Yeah, I love
It's
you
going
guys.
a little too fast to read every comment, but
Yeah, I
we
can't.
do appreciate y'all.
I can't keep up. I put it in slow mode.
Too many, yeah.
Or
too
just
many.
like turn it on. But we partying tonight. We chilling tonight. We're gonna be talking some Lotter, also known as Lord of the Rings. A little bit of. What else did I write down?
Go
Maybe a
check
little
the
bit.
notes you wrote down.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of Supergirl. Maybe a little Backrooms. Maybe a little bit of Animorphs. Maybe a little bit of
Okay.
Animaniacs. We're gonna find it. We're gonna see. We're gonna see where the night leads.
The last two sounded really cool. I'm in on that.
Good. But we're gonna party. But before we get to all that, a little bit more ado. Top 3, starting with Dr. Reverend Brian.
I knew you would pick me. I've been kind of all over the place this I don't know,
Day.
day, week, month. It's been a minute. But I've been playing Fortnite,
Whoa.
which is probably the most
Oh.
random one of all
Did
of them
not
that
know
I've been
this.
I've been trying to find a game that's like okay for like my kids to watch me play.
Mm.
So I moved my Xbox downstairs to the bedroom. So that way, I don't know, I don't sleep very well ever. Super fun, awesome anxiety issues. But so a lot of times I just wake up and it's 2 a.m. and I'm like awake. That's beginning of my day. And so I've been playing games like Hades and some other like fun, like that's also spoiler alert. That's my number 2. Just
Hades.
sort of like easy games to like hop into that aren't like super deep gameplay or like overly involved, and but Fortnite is safe for the kids to watch for the most part. You know, I know it's shooting and stuff, but like I tell him it's like fake. Like Cade is really into cap guns right now, so he's like, so they're like cap guns, and I'm like, exactly, dude.
Right.
Or like paintball or whatever, and I'm like, see, like we just hop right back in. We're all playing whatever, and so I've been playing that because they really enjoy watching it. They also like Spyro and other stuff, but Fortnite is the flavor of the week right now. I suck at Fortnite. I haven't played it in like 3 years, so I'm really bad. And they're like, Dad, you lose all the time.
Dang,
like,
dude. Savage.
And dude, it is just a little bit frustrating. And I shared with you guys earlier, like Cade is in a very inquisitive part of his life, which is great.
Yeah.
He's developing well. His brain, his vocabulary is popping off. But I'm like, dude, for the love of God, shut up while I'm trying to play Fortnite. And so anyway, we're playing that. I mentioned Hades. I did beat it.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Just the first, like there's a loop. It's a roguelike, and it builds upon that loop. But I completed one loop, and
very nice.
yeah, it was really, really fun. I get it. I feel like I'm definitely late to the game. Because I remember texting you guys and was kind of like, I don't know if I get it. And then you guys and I think it was Mikey, our friend of the show, Mikey, was like, hey, yeah, you're probably just really late to the game. Like all the other games that do this, and do it well because of this game. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So so Hades was my number 2, and then dude, I cannot get enough of Marathon.
Nice. Very
Marathon, dude.
It's really fun. It is scratching an itch for me that has been hard to
reach.
I don't know, reach has been hard to fill. Like there's been hard, or there hasn't been many games to fill
reach.
that void in my life. And it's that Call of Duty void, that 20-year-old Call of Duty. Man, I'm doing a really terrible job.
Reach.
But like me, when I was 20 years old, Call of Duty was this game for me, where it's like you hop in and you just really want all of the cosmetics because they're tied to playing well or doing cool things, or and you have like your crew, you know what I mean? Like guys hop on and it's like, let's go, we're gonna go sweat.
Boys.
Or you're like, we're not gonna sweat and we're gonna like take in free loadouts and just kind of goof off and have fun. The maps, I won't talk too long about this because I could, but the maps are expert level PvP maps. It's some of the best map design I've ever seen in my life. It's incredible. There, some of the maps, at least 2 of them, if not more, but 2 for sure, have like very obvious mechanic locked tiers. So you can go to this map called Outpost, and within Outpost, if you do the mechanics, get the clearance cars and do all the stuff, you can go into Pinwheel, which is a place within Outpost where there's like super high tier gear, but when you unlock it, you also unlock it for all of the other teams. And so Bungie, when they were talking about that, and also Cryo Archive, which is the other one that is only available on weekends, when they were talking about that, they were kind of like, what if we had a Destiny 2 raid, but the boss was also like, in addition to one of them, spoiler alert, one of them does have an actual boss, but they were like, what if the boss was other players, like PvP encounters, right? So you're trying to do these mechanics and do the thing, but you've also opened a way for other players to come and mess up what you're trying to do. So it's really fun. It's really cool. They've balanced it really, really well with the worth and edge that gear gives you, high tier gear gives you. It is definitely gives you a noticeable advantage to have high level gear, and bring it into a place like that. But you could still lose it all to a free kit that loads in and is just smarter than you and outplays you. Like that's very possible. It takes a lot of work, but it's very possible, and it's rare. I don't want to make it sound like it happens all the time, but the balance levels are peak. It values good and smart gameplay over just raw power. But if you have both, it's like, yeah, you're going to be dominant. And so I've had a really fun time playing that game. I'm very into it right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I think we've talked about Marathon now a handful of times on the show, but I don't think we've talked about it since like the actual reviews, like critic reviews have come out. I think IGN
That's
gave
true,
this game a 9.
It's wild.
Yeah,
I had to
was
remind
not expecting
myself.
such a high number.
I had to remind myself that, like, and I think a lot of people do. I do want to defend that rating for a second, because people were very upset. It came out around the same time as the Crimson Desert review, which got a 6.
Yeah.
And I had to remind myself, because that, even to me, as somebody who's not played Crimson Desert and isn't super interested in it, I'm like tangentially interested in it. Right. Honestly, I'm really excited to hear about your and Steve's experiences in the game, because that's more so what I'm basing my decision off of, than reviews, because the reviews have been literally all over the place.
Yeah,
but
kind of.
but I'm like, for what Marathon is and what it is trying to be, it is absolutely a 9.
Nice.
For what Crimson Desert is and is trying to be at the time the review came out, from what I've, again, maybe you guys can speak to this more, when it came out, it seems like a 6 is maybe appropriate, because I don't think it's fair on either case, and I'll include Destiny in this as well, to grade a game based on potential or updates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You saying that is reminding me. I feel like I watched a video where somebody talked about that, how they reviewed Crimson Desert based on how it was launched, which I'm kind of like, I get that, because that makes developers want to launch it in the right state. But then I heard that Bungie asked them to hold the review until after a few updates, or an update or two, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
so people
I'm
are
not
like,
saying that's right either. I don't really know about all of that. And to me, also too, maybe that means that I forget who the name of the developer of Crimson Desert is, but
Pearl Abyss.
Yeah. Pearl Abyss. Like, maybe they should have asked for that as well,
because their first patch, all the Steam reviews went like from like mixed to mostly positive.
Yeah, it's funny. It's for a single player game. Also, how quickly they responded to all that stuff with actual patches in the game, not just like notes that they were saying, yeah, that'll come in a future update. They just immediately started addressing feedback based on like the volume of each ask, essentially.
And Luke Stevens was talking about that. Like, he would be like, when he was reviewing it or whatever, before it was out, he like texted one of the developers like, "Hey, this is happening," and they were like, "All right, give me a second." And he was like, less than an hour. They were like, "Try it now." Which is crazy.
I love
anyway,
that.
Sorry.
I think too, people weren't expecting that out of like a single player game.
Oh
too.
Yeah.
Like, it's
definitely.
not necessarily a live service pitched as a live service game.
No, not at all.
And
not
so
at all.
I don't think the reviews, especially IGN's, had that in mind. I guess, you know what I mean. Like, they were like, "Oh, this is what it's gonna be." And,
true.
I definitely think it would be different. That's why I've been honestly waiting personally for your guys' review. It's more interesting.
the way that you phrase that made me think of like a Bethesda game. Like, what would
Yes,
IGN
yeah.
give Starfield if they reviewed it today as if it
Right.
had launched like this back then?
Because
The
it's,
number
well,
would
it's like
probably
expansive now. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
What did they
Yeah.
give it? I don't even remember.
I want to say
like
like
a 7, I think.
7 or
Yeah,
an 8.
that's
Yeah.
probably a safe guess for IGN at 7. I think.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, honestly, too, like, I mean, and I, I want to encourage everybody, like, for me, Starfield was amazing, an amazing experience.
I agree.
I loved it.
I had a great time with Starfield at launch.
But I understand. I like, I want to say it was either Mikey or somebody else that was like playing it, and they're like, "Nah, dude, this isn't it." Like compared to Baldur's Gate, whatever. And I'm like, "Yeah, compared to Baldur's Gate, it's not it for sure." But I was like, as just like a fun space game, I had a blast. But my review would change.
Oh yeah, big time.
It was a 7.
That's like a whole. Yeah, I figured that is like an entire different conversation to have because of like the day and age that we live in, like especially when it comes to things that aren't single player, like Fallout 76, No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk, like all of these, like and Cyberpunk's a single player game, but it just wasn't treated that way with the updates, the changes, the bug fixes, performance, things like that. It would be silly to look back at the original review and take that at face value if you had never played the game or didn't know.
It's a different game now. I mean, they've updated the mess out of it, so.
Yep.
Probably went from like a 5 or 6 to a 10 for me. I mean, I didn't play. I think the 5 would be like PlayStation 4 or Xbox One players trying to play that on last gen console. But yeah.
Well, I think it's it's unfair to expect reviewers to have to include that sort of objectivity into their review. We get the benefit of hindsight, but also the fact that like millions of people aren't waiting on our review. And so I'm kind of like, does a 6 sound harsh to me as somebody who hasn't played it and has only been watching? It sounds a little harsh to me, but I've been keeping up with it and as well. So
yeah.
Anyway, this was technically about Marathon, so whenever you want to yield the floor.
Oh, I'm done. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
that was my Marathon was my last one. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about maybe another game you guys have been playing that we were just talking about.
Go ahead
I'm
and
gonna
popcorn.
snatch the popcorn
Ooh,
right out of your hands.
got him.
Well, I'll just talk about a couple of things. I texted the group this, and I would have talked about it last week, but we did finish Paradise. I don't know. I don't think I said that on the podcast yet, but we finished the finale of season 2 on Paradise, and it was great. I think it's definitely setting up for more, which makes me excited, but also like, how long am I going to have to wait until we get more of the show, because it feels so fast paced, but I know it's going to be a while before we get to season 3. Watched a interesting movie on Netflix last night, actually, on recommendation of my brother and good friend of the show, Enter the Arcade, a movie called War Machine.
The Nanny Diaries? Oh.
A movie called War Machine, which released this year on Netflix, starring Alan Ritchson. And I'll just read the synopsis.
Oh, yeah.
Follow the final recruits of a grueling special ops boot camp who encounter a deadly force from beyond this world. So yeah, if you look up reviews and stuff of this movie, you'll see kind of like slightly higher than middle of the road type of stuff. But I honestly had a great time watching this. It has some surprisingly really great CGI considering what the possibility for this budget was. Also, Alan Ritchson just kind of doing his thing. It's kind of what you would expect from him, playing like a U.S. Army soldier that's got a little bit of trauma, like a bit of history, and then coming like the situation that he gets into involving like a seemingly unsurmountable threat, where they like him and his crew like find a way. I don't know. It was just like kind of one of those movies where it almost feels like a B movie with its quality, like budget, but also is just like really enjoyable and fun to watch. So if you're like at all into action and sci-fi, this is definitely a watch. It made me think of the movie called 65, starring Adam Driver, but
Oh yeah,
but,
yeah.
but way more enjoyable. Like just a much more like focused story, and like better told, like a more interesting main character.
Did you ever see Battlefield Los Angeles?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
If I'm remembering the trailer, it kind of gave me those vibes. It's like
yeah,
a
yeah,
military platoon or whatever versus aliens or something.
yeah. Pretty much. It's not like as explicit as that, where it's like aliens are invading Earth and like the army is deployed to try and stop that. It's more something like incidental and isolated. So it focuses more on like the main character and his squad, but not like throughout the course of the movie, not as much about like a full-scale alien invasion type of situation. But I do get that same a similar premise, I'll say, as Battle Los Angeles or Battle LA, if you prefer.
Classic.
So definitely watch that on Netflix if you get a chance. It's pretty fun. Pretty good watch. Also got a chance to try out some Super Meat Boy 3D, which is on Game Pass. I think launched recently and came to Game Pass day one. So if you're aware of like the Super Meat Boy franchise, it's like traditionally has been a hardcore 2D side scroller where you play through like very short levels that can take anywhere from like 20 seconds to a minute to complete, and if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning. And then after you complete a level, it shows you all of your attempts, like all at the same time. Like all the ghosts of every try that you've had, but
That's
follows the one that made it to the end. And it's the same like format, but the game is in 3D now, so the levels are a lot more dynamic and more interesting. But it has the same mechanics, like you can hold the right trigger to sprint. You can still like climb up walls if you jump and hold up on the analog stick. You can dash in midair. But now there's like other directions, obviously, to worry about, even though each level has like a fixed camera. And some of them are like in a traditional 2D style, but the game is in 3D. So some levels will have certain parts where you have to like navigate through a true 3D space as opposed to like a 2.5D or 2D space. And I got through the first level and the first level boss, and started playing about halfway through the second level, and it is really hardcore. Like it can be really difficult. Like some levels I'll have like I'll get it in the first try or in the first few tries, and then some levels it'll be like 20 to 25 tries to get through the level.
Man, you suck.
But I know I feel that way sometimes, but it is a lot of fun. It feels very quality, like the physics and gameplay mechanics feel really well tested, like well thought out, especially going like transitioning from 2D to 3D. I feel like they did a really good job with making it feel like Super Meat Boy. So I've been really enjoying that a lot. I've only played for maybe 3 hours of that so far, but it is on Game Pass for PC at least, so I definitely recommend it. And other than that, those would be my top three, but also still in the rotation, obviously, Crimson Desert. I'm probably about 30 hours in. I'm still in chapter 5. Like I think chapter 6 is close, but I think there's 12 chapters of like main story missions. Still kind of that feeling where like there's a lot here. I haven't even touched yet. I've only found one armor die so far. Like I know you can.
I haven't messed with
color.
it.
Yeah, and I've only found maybe a handful, like 2 to 3 cauldron recipes, which are outside of like the regular cooking recipes. So you can make like potions and wine and things like that. And then I also I only have one pet so far, and you
Oh,
can
same dude, but
apparently
he's my
get,
buddy.
tons and tons of them.
I got some armor
But
for
yeah.
him. We got him a little helmet.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying Crimson Desert a lot, especially with all the my little guest in the background right now.
Also,
What's up, dude? He's having a party.
Yeah. But yeah, Crimson Desert has just been awesome. Sometimes I'll treat it like I just want to hop in and do like a side quest real quick, and then maybe get back to, whatever else I was doing, like adult stuff, like work, my family and things like that.
Adult stuff, dude?
grown-
Is
no,
that kind of game?
no. I meant grown up stuff.
Oh, gross.
Oh man,
Guys,
this is
guys,
bad. Raunchy
content
boy
warning on this
Austin
episode.
over here.
Bro, are we 10 minutes in already? Because we're about to get demonetized.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
But yeah, Crimson Desert has just been great. I also experienced a good bit more of like the Abyss, which is like the sky levels, like similar to if you played Tears of the Kingdom, like the sky
Unfortunately.
classic.
parts. Yeah, a little bit more of that, but yeah, man, it's just a quality game. Like we mentioned a little bit ago, tons and tons of updates already, patches, bug fixes, even actual changes to the mechanics of the game, graphical fixes, things like that. It's all come so quickly. It's just kind of crazy to think about like how and I know like Pearl Abyss has experience with patching games quickly because they worked on Black Desert Online, which is an MMO, so patches had to come more quickly for online games like that. But it's just crazy to see that with a single player game. And it's been awesome to see them respond to like the audience feedback and player feedback so quickly. It's been great. I generally didn't have many problems with the game personally, but they've done things like speed up the time it takes to fast travel, fixed like some interior lighting issues, bugs with that sort of thing. Then he changed like the sprint mechanics to where you don't have to like tap the button, you can just press it while you're running and things like. And they also added, I noticed, I didn't see anyone say this, but I noticed you can actually switch the controls back to classic.
Yeah.
Or you can keep it as the updated version, like post patch.
They're just giving like options. I feel like
The best way to do it,
Yeah.
the best way to like make everybody happy, is it's like when people have got, because like there's nothing worse than being like a launch player that is like, I just got used to these stupid controls that I hate, but I'm used to it at least. And then it's like, well, I'll just go back.
True. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. So I'm gonna pass the popcorn over. Oh, I accidentally spilled it all over Steven. Oh,
Oh God!
I'm allergic. Me personally, dude, I love Crimson Desert. I famously cannot finish Baldur's Gate 3. I was freaking storming through and finished like 100 bosses in like 2 weeks, and I was crushing it. But I tell you what, my For You
It's
page.
the most disappointing thing in the world.
I know. I still love it. I'm going to finish it, but
You need to start it over. Forget finishing it. Start over.
Nah, dude. Finish what you started just later. My For You page has been nothing but reel after reel of like people showing off Crimson Desert, and I caved, and I have been having a blast, dude. I mean, I'm not as far into as Austin is. I'm like 12 hours in, but Brian and I were talking about this yesterday. It's like the reviewers hate it, but the players love it, and like so many reels I've seen have just been like, dude, just like this game is incredible. It's like you were talking about scratching itches you couldn't reach, quote Brian.
Quote.
Like people are like, this is what my childhood felt like, where it was like I didn't really pay attention to the story too much, didn't really matter. I'm just having so much fun and like discovery and like losing myself in this game. This is like, it's crazy how just recently I was talking about how badly I wanted a great world to live in, and I play Cyberpunk, and it's like one of the best open worlds I've ever played, and then I get Crimson Desert, and this is like I love Cyberpunk so much, but this is kind of like the type of open world I wanted. That was more like fantasy, nature exploration, stuff like that.
Cybermech jets.
Exactly, dude. But dude, I'm just having the time of my life. It's so much fun. The like, I also like was playing it and I was like, dude, this is at least a 7. Like, if I'm at probably an 8 right now for me. I mean, only 12 hours, so whatever. But Brian and I were talking about how actually the head of Larian called it a cynical amalgamation. Let me find exactly what he said.
He was talking about Crimson Desert.
This is dead air. A cynical amalgamation of borrowed mechanics. Yeah.
Go ahead. What was that?
Cynical amalgamation of borrowed mechanics. Saying like it's just a bunch of different games in one. And I think a lot of people are reacting saying like that's kind of how all the best games are made. It's just pulling, being inspired by other things. I will say some of it is a little bit more obvious, like the stamina wheel looks just like Breath of the Wild, but they're like, but ours is a square instead of a circle. But it's kind of like it worked so well in Breath of the Wild, so we're gonna do it here too.
Dude, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I do agree with that. Like,
yeah,
why trying to innovate on something that's already killing it?
Yeah. One thing I just keep like discovering things that I really like about it. One thing that I think is cool is you kind of discover things. A lot of people are saying like the story is the world itself, and I get that, but I'm also like, that's a little bit of a cop out. But at the same time, like you discover things by talking to people, and it was really cool. Like the first little bit I was playing, I would just like talk to NPCs and they would mention a name of somebody and it would be like underlined in the subtitles and it would be like journal updated. Now you know about this person. So like the more you explore, you'll stumble on a cave that has like, it's set, there's like skeletons and you just like figure out, you can see the story is there. It's just not in a cutscene spelled out for you type thing.
Yeah.
But like for me it's just like Breath of the Wild meets Skyrim. It's more so Breath of the Wild in that like it's just a huge open world with tons to explore. The combat is fun for me. Like I think a lot of people are getting used to like, no, you hold the right trigger and then you push the different buttons to like do different types of attacks versus people just being like spamming right trigger thinking this is how you hit. And just like getting used to, like the head of Pearl Abyss or whatever was like, you kind of just have to get used to it. And people were like, you have to get used to it. Just do what I want you to do. But I was kind of like that at first. I was like, I don't really know if I like that response, but I get it now. Like, you kind of get used to the controls and see the vision they were going for. But yeah, dude, like I'm just, I see so many people being like, I'm 100 hours in and I haven't even left Hernand, like the first region. And I totally get it, dude. Like it's so massive. And the way NPCs react to you. And I love the little things like, it took me a little while to notice it, but I think Breath of the Wild may have done the same thing. But when you drop something in your inventory, it actually drops in front of you. So like, you drop a frog that you caught and the frog starts hopping away. And then I sent you guys that reel where it was like, I caught 100 bees and I dropped them all in this tavern and everyone's like, oh, and they're like running. And then you get like wanted for dropping bees on people. Yeah, exactly. But it's just the most sandbox of sandbox games I've played in a while, and it's so much fun. It's just a game where you're like, I wonder what would happen if I do this, and it works. I saw a reel of somebody, they used the force of nature thing or whatever and put a tree trunk like off a bridge and then put a piece of gold on it, and they were just watching Hernan citizens like try to go get the gold and fall to their death. And that's like, talk about like feeling like a kid again. Like that's what I used to do in GTA all the time. I'd be like, I wonder what would happen if I, did this, and just like try to break the game but have fun with it and see how the world reacts. And I'm just having so much fun. Go ahead.
One, I think you sent the reel of it, but where like he went into the middle of the town, probably in Hernand, and dropped a whole bunch of stuff just to see if NPCs would actually stop and like come grab stuff out of the pile, and like eventually like everything gets taken. He just dropped a whole bunch of stuff out of his inventory, like valuable items, food, things like that, and like people will come and pick it up and walk away with it.
It's great. It's like how I used to talk about the city of Pawnee being a character in itself on Parks and Rec, because like the citizens just had like the city had its own personality, and that's how I feel about Hernandez. Like, oh, they're all super greedy. They'll pick up what, even if that wasn't like necessarily intended. It's just kind of fun to like, put that to see how they react to things, and that's how we view them now, as like, oh, they're all greedy because they'll come pick up your stuff. But also like, you can, I mean, you could just do anything in this game. You befriend animals, and then they follow you and pick up loot that you missed for you, which is super cool, and you get little armor for them, which is adorable. I have a floppy-eared bulldog. But you pet him, and things happen over time. You only get so many pets per day or whatever of how, so you can't just sit there petting him for an hour. But you can also drop meat for them. And I saw somebody be like, I can't ever get a pet because every time I drop meat, another animal comes and grabs it. And it's just, it's again, dude, it's just like the sandbox of it is just so much fun. And I'm only 12 hours in, and I see people being like, I haven't even got to the camp yet. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I wanted to get to the camp because I wanted to start decorating the cabin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love that you like put your mask on and steal things. You have to have your mask on to steal things, so that kind of protects the like. No one's gonna be like, that's the guy that stole the candlestick.
Yeah.
But dude, every time I see something cool and with that little house icon on it, I'm like, mask mine. And just like I told Brian, I've never seen a game that looks like a completely different game in every reel I see. Like, one, I see him climbing a tree, and then I'll see a reel of him on a dragon fighting planes, in the sky, and it's just it's insane how big the game is. And I'm having so much fun, and I've just like reel after reel of like, did you know if you get this earring over on this part of the map, you'll be able to blah, 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 blah. And I'm eating it up, but I'm also like, dang, I kind of want to discover that on my own, but I'm probably sending you too many of those.
There's just so many things to find, like so much of the map.
Yeah. Genuinely the biggest game I can remember playing. And it's got like enough like physics based stuff to where it like I said, it kind of feels like Skyrim sometimes. Mm-hmm. But mixed with Breath of the Wild, and obviously it looks incredible. I mean, the graphics are so good. The facial stuff not quite as good. I mean, the cutscenes, but like I told you, it kind of feels like classic GTA, where it's like, the missions are kind of like fetchy and kind of mundane, but like you have so much fun all along the way. But I mean, like, even Ghost of Yotei, as incredible as it is, had a lot of cutscenes where it just kind of felt like they're just standing around and with some wide shots. Where this is like every freaking cutscene feels like motion captured. Like the facial animation might not be as crispy as something like Ghost of Yotei, but like it just feels like, I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking about it, but I'm having so much fun. It's like the biggest game I can remember playing in forever.
Yeah,
and it's great. I want to play right now. It's like an 8 for me. An 8 for me, probably. I do see that it's one of those things where like the complaints that people had, it's like, it seems to bother more people than others. Like,
which I think is fair. It's also character though. Like it's both.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what was one of the main complaints that I think Travis Northup did the review, didn't he?
He did.
Probably just like, I mean, the story is, only 12 hours in, but like, I think I've only interacted with the Abyss interdimensional beings like once. And I remember laughing to myself because they're like, here, take this. You have crow wings now. And he's like, what? She's like, you can jump off this cliff and they'll catch you. He doesn't even say anything. He just straight up jumps right off. And I remember like, whoa, dude, no hesitation.
Here I go.
Yeah. And then he's just
If it
like,
doesn't work. Oh well.
and
Guess
he's just like,
guess I'm dead.
back to business as usual, just getting the band back together. And I'm like, bro, you just were in between dimensions up there. So like, yeah, part of that's a little goofy, but like, it's just a ton of fun, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
At this point in time. Anyway.
Sweet.
Normally I would say that's it, but I did also see Project Hail Mary.
Ooh.
And I liked it a lot. Definitely very feel good,
right?
Ooh. Maybe a little bit.
My take is like, this feels like an old movie. Like, this feels like a movie from my childhood.
Yeah, it's because it's just fun. Like, there's no like, it's like the only agenda is hope and like work together and friendship. And the one thing that was interesting to me was like, I think I said to y'all, it's like Interstellar meets Ted Lasso, and I was kind of surprised at how the like sci-fi ness of it took a backseat to the friendship stuff, where it was like, Austin, have you seen it yet? You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I have not.
He would like get ready to do something, and you're just like, how is he going to do that? Or something that like another movie would like really take time to show you and to build up the suspense and the tension of like, he's got to climb out and hook up his thing to walk in space. And this movie is just like, it's so quirky, he just does it, and it'll like cut right to it, or like cut, it just kind of glosses over that to get back to him and like the friendship aspect of it. So, but yeah, I loved it, dude. I mean, for me, yeah, that's all I'll say. I thought it was great. I think you should go see it. It's not like, I don't know if you have to see it in theaters. I mean, it's not like Interstellar where it's just like this sci-fi epic, because it really like I said, that stuff kind of takes a backseat to the quirky moral of friendship type thing. But it was great. 100%. It gets my thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. I mean 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. Also, I split my finger open slicing tomatoes.
Dude, I literally, so my finger healed the other day. I think it was actually this thumb. Healed the other day from slicing it open with just a knife trying to open something. And then Good Friday, I was carrying a mic stand, and at the bottom of the mic stand was, like the main pole of a mic stand. And I just was I just put my finger in it as I was walking from one room from another, and I felt something in there, and I was like, oh, that's weird. What is that? And I tried to feel it a little bit more to figure out. I was like, oh, what is that? Like a seam in the metal or whatever? And it's like, I don't know. Is a freaking like razor blade or something?
Razor blades.
Razor blades. Dude, I love that video. It's completely covered with razor blades. I'm not gonna be able to recover. The sink has been completely clogged with dirty socks. You must traverse the floor of razor blades. But anyway, it was really sharpening. Sliced my finger open, and I was like, seriously? I just finished one finger slicing. So I'm glad to see you cut your finger, because that probably means I've passed it on.
Thank you. Oh, I've had somebody gave me some luck. I tell you that much, dude. I don't think I said on the pod about our freaking car accident right the day we got our van back from being worked on. And so we had to rent a car. We went to Legoland. Do not recommend, to be honest with you.
I could have told you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we get back.
I didn't know until I saw the photos, and I was like, oh, it looks fun from the photos. And then my Haley was like, yeah, Haley said it was like fine.
Oh, bro. I will do a whole separate pod on Legoland. We got back Saturday, Easter Sunday morning, and then I got back home and did yard work. I was exhausted. All our family came over, And I'm just like so tired slicing tomatoes, and I cut my freaking thumb open, and I was just like, you know what, dude?
Ooh.
It's a party, dude. And then back to work today. So I'm tired, dude. Anyway, top 3, 40-minute top 3. Probably mostly all Austin's fault.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I talked a lot too.
Yeah, it was Austin. All right, quick break.
Yep.
All right, we're taking a break. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Sheesh.
Just a moment. I'll be back in about.
Same. I'll be back in less than that.
Oh.
Bye, Steve. You're in charge.
Um, my key, actually, my key. Brooks, can you see if I move? Can you see? Can you see Sauron over there, dude? I had to get a shelf just for Sauron, and also I put. Let me stay right here so the focus stays over there. Yeah, boy, Faramir. Faramir, it has a dope pop, dude. The Faramir aesthetic, maybe is my favorite Lord of the Rings aesthetic because I love the like hooded ranger, archer vibe. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, we got Sauron up there, dude. During the break, I'll talk about Legoland. Freaking, there were areas. I love Lego so much. Grew up with Lego, you know. I wish my experience at Legoland was better, and it's possible it could have been better. I don't know. Under different circumstances, if we would have mapped out the park better, I don't know. But there were areas of the park where I was like, this kind of feels like the fair. Like, it's not super polished. Even, like, the Lego movie area, I was kind of like, this is kind of like, meh. We got in line for the Lego movie ride, the, like, big one that I talked to somebody in the line. He was like, this is kind of like one of the main rides you have to do. So it's just kind of like, you have to do it while you're here. And I was like, what's taking so long then? The line said 60 minutes. I was like, well, let's just hop in, you know, blah, blah, blah. It took 2 hours in the line. And, dude, why does the music keep pausing?
Hours.
2 hours. And Disney is really good, and Universal, about, like, making the lines feel shorter or feel like you're always moving. It's like the line is longer. It curves and winds more. And there's interesting stuff all around, so you're less bored in the line. You always feel like you're moving. This one was, like, one area under a canopy with, like, two... you know, a couple lefts and rights, and the door was like right there, and I was then under there for 2 freaking hours, dude. Like, the line was just not moving, and I was like, is it broken down? I just don't understand why no one's moving. And anytime we did move, it's because other people were getting out of line in front of us, and I was like, dude, this has completely ruined the trip. And we finally rode it, and it was like Soarin' at Epcot, if you've ever ridden that, which is like freaking 90s, not even that fun at all. You just like, whoa, in front of a big screen. And it was really dim too. I was like, I'm squinting to see this. Can we turn some lights on in here? So by the time we went through that freaking 2-hour line, we were like sprinting through the park, and I felt bad because there are areas where like they have New York City built in Lego, and Nathan was like wanting to look at everything, and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, but if we want to ride anything else, we got to keep moving. And literally every ride we rode after that was just kind of like, bro, that was not that good. And
in LA,
What a bummer.
and it was cool, but like I don't remember anything
yeah,
other than the cool Lego stuff.
yeah, the saving grace is that it's Lego, it's nostalgic. The medieval area was cool because it's like classic Lego. But you know, the Green Dragon roller coaster that's like the iconic Legoland roller coaster was fine. Even afterwards, my kid was like, it was kind of like boring. My kid is a roller coaster junkie. He wants the fast stuff. Both roller coasters, he was like, that was it? I was like, oh my gosh, dude, that's like the main one here. But yeah, like The merch is kind of cool, and you can get some Lego sets there, but it's mostly Lego sets that you can get anywhere, and they're all the same price, so
Yeah.
wouldn't. And it's not like in Orlando. It was an hour from Orlando, so yeah, dude. I love you so much, Lego, but not your land. Break over?
Break over.
All right. Yeah. Joshua, what are you saying? What did you say? I would refuse. I would leave as soon as it's up. I know, but like, it said 60 minutes, and I was like, maybe it'll be less. You know, sometimes at theme parks you get in line and it's like, oh, it said 45, but it only took 15.
Well, as I say, I don't get into a line unless it's like 45 minutes. If it's an hour, I'm out.
I was just like, let's get this one over with, and that way we won't have to come back to this world. Because that's another thing about Legoland is like, it's a bunch of dead end branches. It's not like Disney and Universal where they like thoughtfully make it a loop. It's like once you're in, you have to walk all the way back out, and oh my gosh, dude! And then he rode Ninjago, and it was like had one of the 3D lenses was like black. It's just so bad, dude. Anyway, I don't know.
Oh,
it was bad,
God.
dude. And it was like.
Oh boy.
You're throwing like ninja stars, and so you want to throw them like this. It's like whoa, but it's like no, do this. That's how you throw ninja stars. So I'm just like, none of it's working. I'm just like, and Nathan's like, I can't do it, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. We're doing what the video said. Anyway, shout out Legoland. Y'all want to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me pull this up real quick. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Lord of the freaking Rings, dude. For those of you who don't know, we're all big fans here. Lord of the Rings is almost like basically an untouchable franchise. Greatest trilogy of all time, IMHO. Hobbit trilogy put a little bit of a stain on it, but it's okay. We still got the originals. Nothing like the stain of what some choices Disney has made, IMHO. And then one day Warner Brothers was like, oh shoot, we got Lord of the Rings and people like it. Let's do some more stuff. They made War of the Rohirrim, famously fast-tracked it to put it in theaters so that they could keep rights, which is like a known thing. Like, I don't think it's like did they do this? I think it's like, for sure, yeah, they did that. The movie was pretty mid.
It was alright.
A man who I'm a fan of, Nerd of the Rings, probably the biggest Lord of the Rings YouTuber, enjoyed it, but I think mostly because like he's less of a film buff and more of just a Tolkien buff, so he liked seeing the story. But yeah, the movie's kind of mid, and I was watching a thing with him the other day, and he's like, for one thing, he said, I really hope that they don't think that we don't want stories outside of the original story just because War of the Rohirrim underperformed, because he's like, it's already niche Lord of the Rings, and then you make it anime, that's like double niche. Anyway,
it's literally just the Two Towers again, and also it's bad.
True, all that true. So they made that. Not a great first foray back into the world of Middle Earth, but it's fine. Now they're working on Hunt for Gollum. Directed by Andy Serkis. Yeah, directed by Andy Serkis, whom we all love. But Andy, I just gotta say, let it go, brother. Let it go. Me personally, I know a lot of people like Smeagol and Gollum and think he's a misunderstood, broken character who can
dead character?
that too
Character who's dead.
That too, allegedly. But so we're making the Hunt for Gollum, which is like a line of dialogue in the book where Gandalf talks about, I send Aragorn to look for Gollum, and they're making it a whole movie. It's cool that Andy's doing it, even though he doesn't have the best track record of directing, unfortunately. Venom 2, that Jungle Book movie that came out at the same time as The Jungle Book, and nobody saw it because they just put it directly on Netflix. He's making an Animal Farm animated movie that's coming out like now.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
And he's probably done maybe one other thing. A little nervous about that. We do have Philippa Boyens, I believe, and Peter Jackson producing. Philippa Boyens helping write it. But because it's like set earlier, they are confirmed. He confirmed recently they have to recast Aragorn. And the Viggo Mortensen is
Viggo Mortensen's like 70. Like yeah,
Yeah.
of course they did.
and I don't think he's coming back, which would kind of seal it as canon. Unfortunately, like I ideally it would be great, and Vigo would have a little kind of like Bilbo at the beginning of the Hobbit movies.
Right. Yeah.
Shoot, what's his name? Who's the actor who
Oh.
played OG Bilbo? I can't remember his name. Ian Holm.
Not McDermott.
Ian Holm. Ian Holm, right?
Dude,
Ian
all
Holm?
right.
Alien.
This is a bad idea. And look,
Ian Holm, yeah.
wait,
that's right.
which one of these reboots are we talking about? Because I know there's like several. We're just talking about Hunt for Gollum right now, right?
As of now, yes.
Okay. For this movie specifically, these other movies, the original trilogy, they're not old enough yet. Before those movies, all we had were those super weird animated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where they're like very, very like true to the books,
Mm-hmm.
but odd, weird
Yeah. Weird
interpretations.
rotoscoped animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so weird. And
It's strange.
odd, weird, like Aragorn skirt is wearing a skirt and
Classic.
like it's super weird. And he looks like just like a plumber.
With a cape.
With a bowl cut.
Yeah, dude. Like it's all rough. But like
It's pretty rough, yeah.
they were beloved in their time. Like I remember watching them as like a kid
Yeah, same.
and being like,
Same
"Oh,
here.
that's sick."
Yeah.
And then the movies came out and blew my freaking mind. And like that wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't 40 years ago, like the cartoon, or 30 years ago, whatever it was. Like, or longer, honestly. And I just am like, these movies are still accessible. They're still like being updated, I guess, and like they're always being put on whatever the newest form medium to be able to watch are. And so I'm like, we don't need them to be, honestly, this is a little how I feel about Harry Potter. It's like we don't need them to be remade yet because there's not a brand new like medium yet. The medium of storytelling hasn't changed so much that it's like outdated.
That's how I feel about Harry Potter, which I don't know if we talked about it on this pod, but like it feels so weird how close it looks to the OG. I was saying it to Austin, I think, how like it feels how when the Avengers video game came out and we were all like, oh, it looks like Robert Downey Jr., but it's not, and this looks like Thor, but it's not. That's kind of how I feel about the Harry Potter thing, where it's like, oh, like it ain't Daniel Radcliffe,
Looks like
but
Ellen
it kind of looks
DeGeneres,
like
but it's not.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, but that is a straight up reboot. This is just like a prequel type situation in between the events of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. But they are having to recast them, which it stinks because it's not like super young Aragorn. Like I think technically this should be like right before the events of the Fellowship of the Ring, so it doesn't really make sense that he would look so different. But I get it. What are you gonna do? You know, I'd rather that than them try to de-age him like freaking Harrison Ford in Dial of Destiny. Oof! Let's not talk about that movie again. I'm sorry about it.
I will say, like, what are you gonna? The answer to the question, what are you gonna do, is like make a different movie.
Yeah,
at this point.
and I don't know.
Start over.
I don't
Do
know
something
if
different.
you know the Tolkien licenses or whatever are kind of weird. Like Amazon owns the appendices. So maybe Warner Brothers doesn't own as much as we think they do, but I would love to see freaking Morgoth or like Baron Luthen type stuff, like, you know, way earlier.
Adapt the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games. Like,
I don't know about that. I ain't
Ask,
be knowing about
ask
that.
EA if they'll play nicely.
Yeah, they probably would.
yeah.
But the way that like we all wanted Star Wars to do it, and they kind of did with, whether you like it or not, like The Acolyte is like much earlier on, or They're just like going in different
Yeah.
areas of the universe, and I kind of wish that they would do that with Lord of the Rings, which I think, again, Lord of the Rings, he would totally agree with. Like, there's so much Tolkien Middle Earth lore to pull from, and they're just doing like, let's do right before this, and you're like, bro, come on, dude. So
That's me with Rogue One, dude. Like,
Whoa,
there's an
whoa,
entire
whoa, whoa,
galaxy.
whoa. Time out.
You guys know I hate that stupid, but like, like there's an entire galaxy and timeline of stuff to pull from. Why do we need like a sequel trilogy even that's directly after?
yeah, well, at least they were like, they were able to do it without recasting the most. I mean, they digitally did some stuff, but it was like short little bits where it kind of made sense to like, oh, let's see what happened with this. Whereas this is like, that's just, I don't know, prequels. I've never been a fan of prequels anyway, because it's kind of like, I know where we all end up. I don't care too much to see this, and to watch Aragorn hunt Gollum, and we all know where Gollum's going to end up. Like, I just don't. It sucks because Lord of the Rings.
Pointless.
Yeah, it feels pointless, and Lord of the Rings is my absolute favorite, franchise fiction, and for them to be doing that, which this is kind of old news for Hunt for Gollum, but what we haven't talked about is Stephen Colbert's new story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, Stephen Colbert is a mega Lord of the Rings fan, which is pretty cool. And the music has been stolen by my son and his friend. They're playing something Lego music in his room right now, so we don't have music right now. Stephen Colbert is a huge Lord of the Rings fan, which is super cool. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the music back. I'll figure that out in a minute. So, yeah, he's probably like the biggest Lord of the Rings fan celebrity out there. He even had a cameo in the Hobbit movies. He was like an eye patch guy. And so that part of me is like, I'm glad that they've got someone who like super appreciates. He's like got the books freaking memorized. Yeah, it's cool. And he's a talented guy, funny. I'm sure. I don't know if he's ever written a movie or anything. I know he's written for like shows and stuff. I'm sure.
His son is a screenwriter.
That's right, and he's probably going to be helping him.
Together, yeah.
Okay, cool. And
they are working together on it.
And Philippa Boyens is going to be helping too. So like, I'm not as worried about that. What I am worried about
and Peter Jackson.
Yeah, so Peter's producing. What I am kind of worried about is like what the story is. So the story is set 14 years after the Return of the King. The film follows Sam, Merry, and Pippin retracing their initial journey. It also explores a secret fountain by Sam's daughter Eleanor that reveals why the War of the Ring was nearly lost, focusing on the events in the early chapters of the Fellowship of the Ring that were not adapted by Jackson. So his pitch to Jackson was like the first. There's early chapters with like Farmer Maggot and the Barrow-wights and the tree that like attacked them. I can't remember the big willow or whatever that weren't in the movies. And his pitch is like, what
the
if we
willow.
What if we revisit that? So what I don't really know is, are they going to canonize those events and just act like they happened and they just weren't in the movie? I'm not super sure. It's cool that it's like the nice thing about some of the Star Wars movies is like,
I think they'll just start there.
Yeah,
right? I mean, I don't think it would make sense.
I don't think it would personally for them to just be like, oh yeah, all this happened. They just didn't talk about it in the movies. It's the only like saving grace is like they could use Sean Astin and Billy Boyd and Mary, whose name I can't remember.
Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah, Dominic Monaghan. Which is something that like the Star Wars movies have. It's worked out where like Timur Morrison is the perfect age to play Boba Fett again. Yikes.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff. So, like, they could come back. I mean, it's been a little longer than 14 years, but they can make it work. But, like, I don't fully understand, like, are they just going to be at the Green Dragon being like, you guys remember that time the Darrowites were blah, blah, blah. That part's a little unclear. But, like, following Eleanor doing something is, you know, could potentially be kind of cool. I hope that they really are going to be able to make it work. Steven says that he was, like, working on it for 2 years before he got the courage to present it to Peter. Peter. So, Peter. Yeah, that's that. That's where we're at. And I'm nervous. But I'm hopeful. But it is kind of like we're getting we've gotten 3. We've got War of the Rohirrim, Hunt for Gollum, and retracing our steps. And I'm like, dang, could you guys have just given us one, you know,
combined forces make one good one rather than 2 crappy ones and one like questionable, hopefully good one.
It's just like
I
don't
do
know what they have the
more
rights to.
faith.
That's the only thing.
I have more faith in Colbert than the others. I watched War of the Rohirrim. I watched it in theaters. That was garbage. It was awful. Like, to me, it's one of those movies that's like not worth the USB key that it was filmed on.
Oh no,
dude, that thing was straight up trash, and I hated every second. I hated watching it, dude. There was like almost nothing redeemable for me in watching it. I was like, this could have easily been
an email.
Anything else. Yeah. But I mean, it could have been like anything else. Like, it didn't need to be a Lord of the Rings movie. It was just, I mean, what, like, oh, hey, we're under attack by orcs. So we're going to go to Helm's Deep. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen this movie, dude. And then it's like, oh, he's dead, but he's not dead, but he's dead, but he's also not dead. And then we find it, and he's like, he's not dead, and it's like,
and
yeah,
he's barely going to
dead.
use his hammer.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh. And he's literally hammer hand.
What do we?
And I'm just like, bro,
what do we?
I don't know, man. That movie freaking
I
made me so upset.
Didn't love it. If I loved it, I would own it. And I haven't bothered to purchase it, which makes me sad. But like, there was some stuff that was kind of cool. Like Helm Hammerhand was pretty cool. But yeah,
any others. The main girl was awful.
I think the worst thing for me was, I feel bad saying this, but the music was just bad, dude, and it really sucks. Like, to go from Howard Shore.
Very compelling. It's like the whole thing was just like, oh, you didn't marry me, so I'm going to kill your entire family and all of you. And then she's like, you don't have to. And he's like, oh, okay.
Got it. Thanks. This could have been an email.
It's the whole movie, dude. If you guys like that, I would like $1 million, please.
Got it, dude.
Sure.
Because
no problem.
It made at least $1 million, and that's insane. It needed to make $0.
Ooh, got him. They got at least 35 from me for this popcorn bucket, dude, that I use every day. I eat all my meals with this.
Mil?
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm looking up the box office right now.
20. He froze.
20 million against a $30 million budget.
You froze.
20 million against 30.
Yikes.
The budget was 30 million, so good. It flopped.
I mean, yeah. What do you expect, dude? I was very clearly just like, oh crap, we got to make something real quick, which like famously Sony did with Amazing Spider-Man, but at least they like made a movie. The only thing that I'm kind of like, at least they didn't make a crappy live action. Like, at least they just did something like they just maybe get it real quick and they can. My thinking at the time was like, at least they just did something kind of cheap to keep the rights, and now they can focus on the live action stuff that really matters. But then they go and make Hunt for Gollum and the Golden Girls, the Golden Hobbits. So, dude, you know those Golden Girls episodes where they just reminisce about previous episodes? And
I have
I'm
never
like,
seen
bro,
a single second of that show.
what?
Yeah.
Classic.
I feel like, dude, that
Classic.
was such a trope back in the day.
I know. They would just sit down with tea and be like, "You ladies remember that time we?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I stayed up for a new episode of Golden Girls, and you guys are just gonna give me a memories episode? Come on, dude.
Oh, poor Steven. I mean, they even did that in Star Trek, Stargate SG-1. Like that was.
They were
just a
like,
thing.
"We don't have any
Star Trek
ideas."
definitely did that.
Anyway,
Anytime what's her name showed up in Next Generation, I was like, okay. You can skip it.
Whoopi Goldberg.
No. The blonde hair, short blonde hair. She died in like episode 3.
Yeah, of the first season. Yeah.
Like security
Samantha
person.
Samantha Tapping. Samantha Tapping was that her name?
That's Stargate.
I'm kidding. But also I can't remember her name.
Amanda
Amanda Tapping.
Her name
Samantha.
is Samantha Carter.
Carter. Yeah, dude. Samantha O'Neill, Colonel Kurt Russell Jackson. Anyway, Pollock. Anyway, Lord of the Rings. I freaking love you. Please
I do too.
prove us wrong and make something great. Make Hunt for Gollum, awesome, and make other awesome stuff. And I just hope it's not like, for me, I know people will call me a fake fan, but like genuinely Disney kind of ruined Star Wars for me, and I just hope they don't ruin Lord of the Rings for me and just
They're
make
coming
a bunch
back.
of stuff
They're
to
coming
make money.
back around. The sequel trilogy is not as bad as people make it out to be.
I know. The sequel trilogy is maybe like some of the better parts of Disney Star Wars for me. Like they've just made so much stuff, and I'm like people are like, you see the Maul trailer, and I'm like, I kind of don't care about Darth Maul, to be honest with you, dude.
Here's the thing, dude. I'm gonna throw it out there. I've been saying it for years. Shows, dude. Shows are not the way.
This is the way.
They're free and they're cheap, and it's like for us, like it's easy. Like we're already paying for it because like I'm gonna pay a premium to watch Bluey with my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm paying for Disney Plus for. Not so that I can sit on the edge of my seat waiting for Maul or Mandalorian season 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like even though it's good, like even if Mandalorian or like Andor is some of the best TV I've ever watched, and I still haven't finished season 2 because I'm like, it's just a show, dude. They're cheap. Like it feels cheap. It's the marketing identity of it is that it's free.
Yep,
you know?
$3. And now we're finally getting a Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and I kind of don't even care.
I think it's
Really?
gonna be
You
good,
don't
though.
care?
I think it's
I just forget about it. Like I probably will see it unless it's just like gets terrible reviews, but I just forget about Star Wars, dude.
That might be a night one for me. I might do the 7
same here.
p.m. or midnight.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, there's good and bad examples of it. Like, Andor's not a good example of something like a throwaway show. It's a great show, but
Right.
there are plenty of examples you could choose from, like that Disney Plus. These shows, like Brian's been saying for forever, shows aren't the way. And I think, aside from a handful of examples, so far proven to be true.
Yeah.
Even when
Mandalorian has some good episodes, but mostly throwaway. IMHO.
Yeah. And if you recall, like some of like the Boba Fett being in the Mandalorian, some of it was cool, and like the idea of a Boba Fett show itself. Well, that too, like spin-off.
Pause for
And
effect.
of course. Pause for effect. Also, please don't say anything about Robert Rodriguez, Steven, on this show.
Oh gosh, dude.
Yeah,
Here's my impression of Robert Rodriguez. Ready? This is my Robert Rodriguez hat. Except the bill is like this big. Let's get our GoPro down here. Don't worry about lights. We got the sun pooping all over their face. That's all we need. Hey, can I put my kid in this and make him a spy?
My point still stands.
I totally agree, Austin. I think think through what we have from The Mandalorian right now and condense it down to the best parts and make it 2 movies. Like,
that would have been
are
great.
you kidding me?
2 pretty good movies.
2
Memorable.
great movies. That would have stood up and made the original trilogy better. If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
The original trilogy is not bad, but it's surrounded by a lot of mediocrity, which I think, they kind of fall under the weight of the rest of it being like whatever.
Yeah.
But if there's surrounded by other strong, awesome things.
What sucks is like this is just pointing out a massive lack of consistency on Disney's part to make sure that their shows like or Disney Plus in general is like worth the money that you pay for it. And of course, like there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with that, but with the originals, Disney Plus originals, it is just so inconsistent with the quality. It makes you question.
It's out of touch producers, dude, and like preying on. I still like what Background NPC on YouTube said about Nintendo weaponized nostalgia. They're like, they gave Obi-Wan a freaking pennies for a budget because they knew we'd watch it anyway, and gave literally like 4 times the budget to Andor because they knew it would take some convincing to get people to watch it, and it worked because Andor was great, and Kenobi looks like it was filmed on the middle school stage.
An iPhone, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And here's the thing, like, here's what blows my mind is like you have in Andor some mind-blowing acting happening.
Yeah.
And then you have Kenobi with the same quality of acting happening, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Riva.
Sure.
But the show sucks, kind of. Like his lightsabers bouncing off stormtroopers. I would not say that what's her name, the villain.
Reva McEntire.
Yeah. I would not say that she is who I'm talking about when I say really good acting, or a really great character. But like there's some stuff there like when Vader shows up in like the 3 episodes he's in, he's scary, and he means it. And Kenobi is pretty great throughout.
He can't
honestly,
not
one
be.
of the best.
Ewan
best
McGregor
acted-
can't not be good, dude.
right? And one of the best acted moments of the entire series is him and Owen Lars. I can't remember the actor's name.
Oh, dude, what a
Yes,
freaking waste of talent, dude.
Dude, but I was
Joel
like- I
Edgerton
was
to
like, it's
come
them-
back.
It's them just sitting there talking about Luke, and it's still captivating because they're just so good.
Oh, yeah.
And then Hayden Christensen, and like the best part of that fight scene was Hayden Christensen and freaking his name vanished out of my mind because I'm tired.
Darth Vader.
James Earl Jones.
No. The main guy.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan. Ewan McGregor. I could not think of it for whatever reason. But Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen like talking and having, the voice.
Terrible dialogue.
No, I thought it was fine. I liked the
That
dialogue
one,
between them.
the part that you're talking about, where he said, "I'm not what you made me," or something.
Yeah,
like that.
stuff like that,
Yes,
dude. I loved that.
Oh
See,
yeah.
what I hated about that, not to go on a tangent, was
Or
he
was like, "I'm not your mistake," or something.
Yeah.
See, he
like,
says that, but
you
then he's
didn't
also
know.
totally blaming Obi-Wan. He's like, "I am what you made me,"
That's-
and then the next line he
that's
says,
what-
"I'm
Dude,
not what
that's
you
the
made
whole
me."
Thing.
No, dude.
No, that's the fallacy of the Sith. Is
Nah,
this like hatred and anger, right? Like it's a moment of lucidity for Anakin, right? Like that was the last breath of Anakin Skywalker. And you see it with, they do the blue light and the red light kind of thing that everybody's kind of broken down already.
Which was
like-
an accident, allegedly.
Oh, well,
Like
if it
the
was
only cool
beautiful.
part they didn't even mean to do that checks out.
Yeah. But it was the last breath of like Anakin Skywalker, right? So he's like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. And he's like, I did. And it's all Vader's voice. But it's the contradiction of like, he knows there's responsibility that he's owning as the character, as Anakin. He's like, you didn't do this, I did this. And then immediately back to the selfishness, the hatred, the all of that stuff that makes him a Sith, that pulled him to the dark side initially. And so that's why Anakin is such a compelling and awesome character, in my opinion.
Well, you're wrong.
I could talk about Anakin Skywalker's character arc for an entire podcast.
But let's watch Maul. Let's talk about Maul, guys.
Oh,
The guy that they
excited.
straight up killed but won't let him die. The poor guy. Another prequel of a prequel of a prequel of a sequel. That's a hot take. I know all the Star
he's
Wars
alive.
people are.
He's still alive.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings, dude. Freaking. We'll see. We will freaking see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, help us out, guys. Do good, please. Quickly, not a ton to talk about. Supergirl had another trailer. Austin and I have kind of been discussing with Kyle. I don't know for sure your thoughts, Austin, but Kyle had asked, like, could this potentially be better than Superman? And I was kind of like, I really hate to say it, but maybe, probably, possibly, dude. Superman is my favorite, and I think the movie is a solid entry, but for me, it's pretty shallow and just kind of like a very basic plot. The cinematography is too quirky for me, and Supergirl looks like it has like a little bit more interesting plot. Visuals look a little better for me. But again, personally, like, I would rather it just be a Wonder Woman movie. I just don't like. I don't know, dude. Maybe it's just dumb of me, but I'm like, now we have two superheroes with the same logo, and it's just kind of like, can we just get like focus on the core group? But now we have Superman and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Which she's her own character, and people love her, you know. But
that's true. Yeah, obviously we only saw a pinch of her, at least this portrayal of her in the Superman movie. This movie comes out this summer. I believe it's late June of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not directed by James Gunn, directed by Craig Gillespie.
Thank God.
I think it's still.
What else has he done? Let me bing it.
Yeah, he did Mr. Woodcock. He did Fright Night, the 2011 remake, $1 Million Arm, The Finest Hours, I, Tonya. He did Cruella in 2021, and then a movie called Dumb Money in 2023, which I did not.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Finest Hours. I never saw it.
Did some television episodes as well. But yeah, it kind of. I was talking to Brooks a little bit, and I was like, it kind of looks like a James Gunn style movie, but without the very overt James Gunn tropes in terms of its cinematography and like tone, I guess you could say. Although Jason Momoa as Lobo in the trailer looked
Could be cool.
I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm cool with it.
I'm okay with it. I don't really care about Lobo. Like, if he was coming back to play Superman
about
or
to
something,
say-
I'd probably be more upset.
One of my favorite things in the world is great, like maybe not great, but like high level actors coming in to play characters that they're passionate about and that nobody else cares about. So
Hey, there you go.
I think Lobo could be cool if he sells it enough.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, nobody gives a crap about Lobo. Really. You know what I mean?
Just like ballet and opera.
No, dude.
All right.
I was very offended by all the times I've spent at the ballet and the opera.
Same, dude. Come on, dude. Those Friday night
Oh boy.
ballets.
No, but I don't know.
Friday
Like,
nights at the ballet.
like Lobo is a cool character, but like, I don't.
Is he?
I don't think he's.
I'm kidding.
I was like, I don't think he's anybody's favorite besides Jason Momoa. So I'm like,
He's like the.
I'm stoked that he's stoked about it.
He's like the DC Ghost Rider, kind of.
Yeah,
sure,
with
we got Ghost Rider
attitude.
too, right? Yeah.
Oh, in space.
Yeah, dude.
I like the Ghost Rider movies, but I'm like, I'm not over here clamoring either for more.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm with you, Steven. I think it looks like it could be pretty good, like maybe better than the James Gunn Superman movie, which I did like. I do like that movie. I'm not super in love with it, but I think it was really good. I think the casting was maybe the best.
Agreed.
part.
Agreed.
The cast was incredible.
Really? I mean, Superman was perfect. Lois was perfect. Jimmy Olsen.
Lex was great.
Perry White was awesome, but like
Perry White was
underused.
great.
Yeah, not enough screen time. I love Nicholas Hoult as Lex. Also underused. Maybe I just like Nicholas Holt a lot. And
That's
I liked him.
No, I think he could. I just thought the like 1A thing was stupid, but that's
Yeah,
just
that
me.
was kind of
not his
whatever.
fault. But yeah, no, I feel you.
I miss Michael Rosenbaum.
Oh my gosh, dude, the best live action.
He would have loved to. I
Right?
remember he had James Gunn on his podcast, and like you could tell, he wishes he could. I mean, of course, who wouldn't wish that they could play Lex?
But also, he would have done a great job. To be completely honest,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's awesome.
Smallville's a bad one. Like he was like a gem in Star Wars, Smallville, because like it wasn't. We were rewatching it now,
It's
and
not. It's not full of great,
yeah,
incredible,
it's
super talented actors.
it's like 2001, like
yeah,
CW series or whatever.
it's very nostalgic for me. It's very rewatchable
Yeah.
for me. But
Yes.
yeah, it's not full of incredible.
Same.
act-
I remember
actors.
thinking that like Lana Lang was so cool and so hot and like
Oh yeah, dude.
such a
Brian,
great.
raunchy boy
No,
Ryan,
dude.
Brian.
Ron, yeah, I'm about to get real raunchy. And like I'm
Oh, yeah.
rewatching it. And I'm like, bro, Lana's freaking sucks.
He's so lame. dude.
Yeah. It's like every
Like,
like
go away, dude.
caricature of a high school girl ever.
Yeah,
But nah,
it's
fun.
like Clark could just pick any random girl that has a crush on him in every
Yeah.
other episode when he gets in trouble for having a crush on some random girl.
Dude,
and
she
she's
also like
cooler than
cheats on
Lana.
her like boyfriend, not really, but like emotionally. And
Oh yeah,
he's like actually pretty cool. He just doesn't like Clark, who's obviously trying to steal his girlfriend. So I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe justified that you don't like him. It's fine.
And I love the whole argument that in Smallville, like Clark is the reason that Lex became a villain because he
Yes, dude.
gaslighted him for 8 years, and it like Lex knew the whole time, or he was right the whole time that Clark was not
Yeah.
a normal person.
Dude,
and,
what a
and
good
his best friend lied to him for 8 years, and that's the reason he became a villain.
the last like 3 or 4 seasons of Smallville really
Yeah.
pretty they stepped up their storytelling a little bit.
Oh yeah. 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 It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's more compelling than Nicholas Holt's just like, I'm special. I don't know, dude. There's a lot of things that like I feel like James preached about, like, oh, it's the story's so good because of this, and I'm like, I mean, that ain't that compelling. Especially, oh my gosh, don't get me started on freaking Peacemaker and him being like, oh, dude, this episode is the favorite thing I've ever done, and I named this character after my mom because I love her so much. And then I watched the show and I'm just like, what?
I
This
have
is
yet to watch
cringe,
Peacemaker at all. I haven't seen.
You
a
couldn't
single
pay me
episode
enough
yet.
money.
I would like to
would
hear.
watch it
I want to
if
hear
had
somebody
whatever
else's
streaming
thoughts.
service it's on.
The only other person I know that watched it is Kyle, who said it was garbage, and Asia, who said she liked it. Asia is not to be trusted, guys. You heard it here first. Asia?
I haven't watched it, so I can't tell. But it's not a show that interests me. Like that kind of style, like it's like to me, it feels like Deadpool. Deadpool
Yeah,
does not
it's-
interest me.
That's
And-
fair.
Neither does this.
James Gunn
And
wanted
so-
Deadpool to have a cameo in it, actually.
Ugh,
Wow.
God,
Crossover.
can we just forget
I
Deadpool,
mean-
dude? Deadpool for you. I'm gonna go back on record here. Deadpool sucks, dude. He's a terrible character.
What?
Jeez.
No.
I hate it,
No,
dude. I can't stand it.
Come on. Okay, I will say Deadpool, the films at least, are kind of a product of their time, and that's not
Mm.
saying a lot because they're not that old. But I will say
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Very,
trying to
very
rewatch.
22 Jump Street or 21 Jump Street.
Well, it's like trying to rewatch Rick and Morty
Yeah,
because
I
it's so
can't
recent.
even initially watch.
Oh,
it.
man. There
I
was
watched,
a
like,
time
40
I had
seasons
a
of Rick and Morty, and I was like, oh, so this is
I
not funny.
had a Rick and Morty phase, dude. Where I kind of stopped
Same.
because it kind of turned into a
Dude, because
chore.
it's not good.
And
It's not
I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of shows
no.
where like everybody hates each other. But dang, some of
Oh, it's not a good show.
some of those Rick and Morty episodes were so good, dude. I totally
dude.
forgot about that. I need to finish.
Rick
it. I
and
need to go
Morty,
back.
the joke of Rick and Morty.
Let's
is
just
that
talk,
it's not
Austin. Let's just talk, dude. Let's ignore all other voices in the chat right now.
Yeah, I
dude.
like that.
Dude, the funniest part about Rick and Morty is that it's not a good show.
Hey, Brian.
And like I think what's his face knows it, and he's just like, dude, I'm gonna keep making episodes, and these idiots are eating it up, and then all the idiots are like, you're not even smart enough, you don't get it, you can't, you couldn't possibly get it, so such a smart show.
They're right, dude.
And I'm like, I don't even think the guy who makes it thinks that, dude.
They're right. Anyway, Lord of the Rings, guys. You were right
I think,
about me.
the last thing I
sister.
say is if you like Rick and Morty, it's a stupid show and you're stupid for liking it.
Got him.
Yeah.
Dude,
Got him.
dude, those classic you were right reminds me of dang, what did I watch recently where it's Return of the King. Maybe I'm not gonna say this. Anytime like somebody's dying and they go, but I have to save you, and they're like, you already have. I'm like, how many movies have that trope in it, dude? Anyway.
Not
whatever.
enough, dude.
Not enough, dude. Not
enough.
Not enough, dude. Anyway,
Keep 'em coming.
Keep 'em coming, Supergirl. We wish you luck. The villain in that kind of has a cool look, and yeah, I mean, some of the dialogue is a little bit cringy in the trailer, and maybe some delivery is a little cringy. But you know what?
No.
I hope it's good. The DC Universe IMHO had kind of a rocky start, and yet potential. We'll see.
I enjoyed Superman, so I'm hoping they build off of it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it was like, yeah, it wasn't like a 10 out of 10 for me or anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was a solid start. And if they can kind of build off of it, rather than having to feel the need to go back and, like, fill in gaps.
That's an
I
interesting
think
point,
they can do it.
actually, because, like, this feels like we're starting at the Avengers in the MCU. Nobody's getting their own. I don't know. I could be wrong. About that. But like, it did pretty well at the box office. I think like a $600 and something million return. I don't know, something like, I think it did well. Like Superman did well.
Yeah.
overall. So maybe
Not
Yeah.
quite Man of Steel.
solid.
It didn't reach Man of Steel,
Yeah.
but it did good enough to be like, yeah, it was
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely behind the MCU, and the MCU is kind of like running out of steam, so they're trying to figure out a different way of doing things. And of
Ran
course,
up in all
because it's Warner
directions.
Brothers and they have HBO, they're doing all these shows. And don't get me started on Lanterns and yeah, dude.
Oh boy.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Anyway,
Color grading.
Why did I
color
forget
grading
all
and
about that? Too?
no
Oh,
freaking
boy.
even any
Because-
green.
It's a show, dude. That's
I-
why.
I-
It's because nobody cares. They're literally free. They're like the chips and salsa. Shows are the
No.
chips and salsa of the meal. Like,
Ooh.
Wow.
they're
I don't.
they're just there to get you a little hungry from or whatever.
That's very interesting. I don't know if I fully agree with it, but I love the analogy. Actually, I think that's a 10 out of
Hate
10
your
on-
opinion, but I
10 out of
like
10.
your enthusiasm.
Okay.
I love the illustration. Hate the heart behind it. Let's talk about definitely a good idea. Animorphs.
Oh, dude, I'm actually super into this.
I don't remember anything
knew
about it
Ryan
other
would.
than looking at the cover of the books and being
Who's
like,
the
"What
director
the
again?
frick?"
I can't.
Ryan
Who's
Coogler.
Yeah,
Cooler. Yeah. Oh yeah.
dude, that number one that makes me really excited because he hasn't missed yet, has he? Except for maybe Black Panther 2.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
we
big
gonna give him a
miss?
little bit of a break on that. He tried.
But
Yeah,
as I say,
needs a- he
that's
needs a-
that's it.
he tried.
Yeah, and it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
It's just
It
stupid.
just wasn't very good
Yeah.
either. But Black Panther 1 is still to this day probably on my Mount Rushmore of
Top.
of
MCU?
MCU movies, if not
yeah,
number
good.
1. The only reason it may not be number 1 is because of nostalgia. So like Iron Man 1 or something might be.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
Yeah, but like it's so good.
But this whole thing. So Ryan Coogler is like, for sure, directing or like, what is this whole
Allegedly he's
From
attached.
what I read.
Okay, guys, when I do this, it means talk because I'm about to sneeze. Okay.
Okay.
Keep
You-
up.
here's the
for
thing.
every other context in my
Keep
life, that
up.
means shut up and watch me.
Keep up, guys. Oh, okay. The sneeze one.
If the sneeze went away, I'll let you talk. But I did want to mention
have anything
one
to say.
thing
I don't
while,
have anything to
while Steven's almost falling out of his chair.
Thanks,
over
thanks,
here.
guys. Thanks, guys.
I would have never like. Of course, I would go to the library or Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, whatever, and see the Animorphs cover and be like mildly interested, like when I was younger. But it wasn't until like the past couple of years when Brian was saying how good Animorphs was that I decided to look into it and see what it actually was about. And I watched this like hour and a half long YouTube video about the lore of Animorphs and why it's such a good and interesting series. And I could
Dude.
not believe what I was missing out on. I genuinely had no. You would never get the impression
No.
that Animorphs is what it is.
Like an
from-
actually really cool sci-fi saga.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It actually honestly blew my mind. And after I watched that video, I was like, what more is there besides actually reading the books that I can consume of this universe? Because I must know more about Animorphs after this. Very interesting
Yeah.
stuff.
I grew up reading the books, and like I remember like just picking it because I thought, obviously the covers are goofy and kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
Are we boring you?
yeah, sorry guys. I'm supposed to be playing Marathon in like 5 seconds.
Oh crap!
But no, I remember as a kid just like finding the covers, thinking they're goofy, and like basically skipping the ones with lame animals where I'm like, oh, I turned into a dolphin, who cares? But yeah, I was like, oh, a freaking like hawk and a T-Rex or whatever, like let's go. And, and then like reading, and I didn't realize there was an order until like later on, so I started reading them in order.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
and you get the like idea of like the, I don't want to spoil too much for you newbies to this 30-year-old book series, but like there's an entire like alien race that can do this, and they have even more powers than the Animorphs, the kids, and
It's shocking what is
there's a
behind all of this.
Yeah, a second alien race that is like basically a blight on this other alien race, and is making them go extinct and war against the world, and they're trying to like gain their power for evil, essentially. And dude, it's really a good series. So I'm very excited to see it in a way that that works. And there's like rules too, like there's like actual world building and rules. Magic rules is like, what I would call it, like
Yeah.
It's not
like
magic,
the Aragon books, but it has the same system, similar systems in place.
Right. It's almost like a magic system where it's like, like if they get injured while they're in their animal form, but then they transform back to their human, they're not injured anymore. But if you die as an animal, you die.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Or
Not like
or
this.
you come back and you lose
Not
the ability.
Like this.
And
then
Steven
if you,
has been chuckling about something this whole time.
well, and you lose the ability to turn back to human if you stay animorphed for like 2 hours or more or something
Oh
like that.
no, dude.
Like you're stuck as whatever animal
You can't be a human
morphed
anymore.
into.
Got it, dude.
You gotta add the. No, dude, I love these books. I'm very excited for this.
I actually just hit my camera. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, it seems goofy, but if Ryan Coogler's into it, then I'm sure he's got a good idea.
Is it still just a rumor at this point, or is anything confirmed? I wasn't clear on that.
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed. Let's see.
Dude, there's like, how many Animorphs books are there? I'm gonna look.
I can
Animorphs.
still hear you guys?
This is from Variety.
Step away for 1 second. I
Oh
can still hear
no.
you.
Animorphs TV series in development at Disney Plus. Ryan Coogler's Proximity Media to produce.
Okay.
And I have to pay to see the rest of the article because this is America. Okay.
Yeah,
the
don't-
Testaments
don't get you
writer,
slipping up.
Diane Walcott, will write and executive produce the adaptation of the children's fantasy book series.
It's 54 books.
Sheesh. Animorphs will follow a group of high schoolers who uncover a hidden threat lurking in their everyday lives, according to the series logline. The series will see casts juggle their relationships, curfews, and a superpower that binds them. If this looks like what's that show that everybody loves that I couldn't watch one episode because I thought it was so cringe? Outer Banks. Outer Banks, they're turning into animals.
You didn't miss anything. Honestly, if they had animal transformative superpowers, it would have made Outer Banks a lot more interesting.
Hey. Yeah, well, go ahead.
Sorry, I stepped away. I'm gonna pull a Michael Bolton here. I said I heard you, but I lied. I could not hear you. I apologize. But it's a series, Disney Plus series, but not directed by Coogler, just handled by his production company.
Yes.
That was the okay.
Yeah, we said all
live
that.
action. I know. Live action or animated?
I'm
curious.
Don't know.
I would prefer live action, but if it's animated,
I was going to say
I'd still be in.
Coogler's
I would assume
Coogler's currently also working on a pilot for the X-Files reboot.
Oh, ho, ho!
Busy
All
man. Busy man.
That.
Also, next on the scrolling, Meghan Markle thought she should be the next queen over Kate Middleton and hated that she and Harry were so far down the line of succession. So
Oh
we'll talk about that too.
she was pretty good in Suits, so I guess that makes sense.
That's true. All right, best of luck to you, Ryan and crew.
And Megan.
Here's what I haven't. Yeah, also Megan. Here's what I haven't watched, and I am upset at myself that I haven't watched it because I really wanted to watch the trailer. The Backrooms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We played a little bit of a Inside the Backrooms video game. Terrifying. I screamed. But I know it's like this whole... Tell us about it, Austin. Tell us about it. Dude.
Yeah. So Backrooms essentially started like as a creepypasta, like Reddit or 4chan, whatever. And it's about... Kane Parsons is the reason why Backrooms is so popular. He goes by Kane Pixels on YouTube, and he created a series called Backrooms on YouTube, which is kind of a collection of found footage style short films, I guess you could say. They range anywhere from like a minute or two to like 8 to 20 minutes long videos, and he has a whole series on YouTube. But Backrooms is kind of more than that, like in terms of its creepypasta and like the things that have been added to the story and the lore over time. But Kane Parsons, like famously now, is like the youngest director to be hired to work on something like this, at least in terms of A24. He was 19 when they contracted him to actually direct a feature film based off his version of the Backrooms, which is coming to theaters this year. So essentially the story is about a person or like a group of like student filmmakers that accidentally discover a almost like what seems like an alternate reality or a location that is not like normally accessible, which is called the Backrooms. And what the Backrooms is, this location is a large collection of liminal spaces all placed together in like an indescribable maze, where most of it is based around like fluorescent lighting and very traditional,
very unsettling.
Yeah. Like yellow wallpaper, old school fluorescent lighting, an ambient lighting hum, which in some interpretations is actually inhabited by different beings or entities, as you would call them.
This is
Chiwetel
Ejiofor, right?
Yeah,
it is him. Yeah, yep, starring.
Yeah. I love him, dude.
One of the greatest actors of our generation.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
dude.
he's incredible. It's crazy that he's going to be in a Backrooms movie. Because
I know.
It started as essentially like a 4chan creepypasta, which is very funny to me. But I love the way that Kane Parsons approached like his adaptation of this, because he took it very seriously. And if you go and watch it on YouTube, you'll get an idea of what it's about. But essentially, like liminal spaces are like those hallways and staircases that we walk through them every day, but our brains like remove them from memory because they're not important. That's kind of the whole idea. Is the Backrooms is you being stuck in those liminal spaces, those hallways, the office hallway or the hotel like floor where there's a bunch of rooms on either side.
Pools. There's like
slides.
One of the
things
and
like
no
that,
exit.
where your brain erases those memories because they hold no value to you. But the whole idea is getting trapped in those like missing memories, essentially. That's
Like
kind of
super familiar, but also really unsettling and
yeah, because they're like
foreign.
you almost like can't navigate through these spaces because they don't make any sense, and like the way that you enter the back rooms also doesn't make any sense in like the physical realm. So but in the story, like his interpretation, like his series on YouTube, it expands the idea with like entities that inhabit this area and like the government or maybe even military trying to like map out the back rooms as like another dimension or another space where like that could be used to potentially store things like you know just like a place where things could be held outside of any interference. Like I don't know, it's very abstract in its whole idea, the concept of it.
Dude, I can't believe I'm saying this, and Brian, cover your ears, and you guys are experiencing this epiphany in real time. But I thought this was a show, and I'm kind of sad it's not. And I don't know why. I feel like it's because I've enjoyed Severance so much, and it gives me Severance vibes. I want to like,
yeah.
When a show is good, it's like exciting for week to week. Like when Night of Seven Kingdoms and just like Severance and stuff like that. I almost wish it was a show because I feel like there's so much you can explore with this. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I love movies so much.
Just make more movies.
Yeah.
You want to explore more? Make a 2 Backrooms 2.
Well, here's the thing. I get where you're coming from, Steven, because like as like a show, like quote unquote show, it's a Kane Parsons, who goes by Kane Pixels on YouTube. It like what he made is essentially a web miniseries. So it is like a show. It's something that can be added to over time. It doesn't have like deadlines or doesn't have to meet like an hour and a half mark with his story. So it can be built upon over time. That's kind of like the format that seemed to work. Something like Marble Hornets, if you ever watched that, like on YouTube back in the day, where it's the story of like the traditional Slender Man mythos, but it's told in an episodic format over a long period of time. Seems to work better for stories like that than like if you try to watch any of the adaptations or inspired by like cash grab movies based on the Slender Man type of thing. Doesn't work as well. So maybe Backrooms would work better as a show, but I think Kane's version of the Backrooms is already so good and fleshed out on his YouTube channel that I think, like, of course, A24 producing this, like, it should just be a movie.
Yeah. Dude, next
so,
up, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Right.
Remember that, dude?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Dude.
Of course. Rewatched a couple episodes this year. Actually, still love it.
Crazy stuff.
But yeah, it's really cool to see like talent from the YouTube space being recognized. Of course, Markiplier got to make his Iron Lung movie, which came out in theaters this year. But yeah, very cool stuff with some great, like I would say A-list Hollywood talent coming into something like this that's probably like a little more on the low budget side. Definitely very abstract concept. I don't know how they'll explain anything and what number of entities will appear in this. Of course, more were added over time.
Yeah.
Just because of the nature of creepypastas and the internet.
I bet they'll
adding to the storyline.
I bet they'll come to realize that like hiring YouTubers or whatever may have its like cons, but I bet he can stretch the budget further than like they're used to. Like for him to have an A24 budget, he's probably like, holy crap, I can do so much. And they're kind of like, here's a few pennies and see what you can come up with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I feel like in the same way that like,
that's a great point.
Sony saw potential in like faith-based movies and realized like how if they gave a few pennies to some directors, they were making so much money. Maybe this could start the trend of like giving YouTubers. I don't know how much Iron Lung made, but like
a good bit. It was a big success.
Yeah, I could see that kind of being a trend.
Yeah. I agree. And I think it's great. Like, obviously, the Exit 8 movie came out recently and like didn't do as well critically as like Iron Lung did from Markiplier, but I think it's like in a similar vein because like Exit 8 was like a viral like video game like that was popularized by the YouTubers that played it, streamed it, and got turned into a movie. I don't know if it was directed by a YouTuber or maybe it was. I think it might have been directed by the creator of the game itself, but I think it kind of still exists like in the same realm as that. Whereas they're also making that a Mortuary's Assistant movie, which was also like a video game that went viral. I think that's a really good thing, especially considering like the budget that people work off of, especially when it comes to actual YouTubers making like their own series or movies or short films, whatever, and translating that to Hollywood. Like for example, Dylan Clark, who wrote and directed Portrait of God, which is probably my favorite short film of all time, now getting produced by Monkey Paw Productions and produced by Jordan Peele.
Portrait of what was it?
Portrait of
Why do you
God.
Why you keep glitching out when you're saying that time? Portrait of God.
Right
I heard
at
it.
that.
I heard it that
Portrait
time.
of God.
Portrait
Yeah.
of
Portrait of God.
A portrait. If you go and watch Portrait of God or any of Dylan Clark's short films on YouTube, and you'll see why he got a green light from like a big Hollywood director. His stuff is high quality. It's all short films, but it is incredible quality, and I'm so excited to see that kind of stuff coming to theaters. It's awesome. I can't wait to see Backrooms, and directed by Kane. So they're giving him creative control essentially. Like Kane Parsons is the director of this Backrooms movie. It's not like he just sold the idea to Hollywood and they got someone big to make it. It's him directing. So
That's
I'm
very
excited
cool.
to see that.
Yeah. Sick. All right. Before Austin's computer explodes, should we take a break? All right, we're taking a break. Stick with us. We'll be right back. We got most of what you said, Austin. It was a little glitchy. But we got
Is it?
No, it's
It's
fine.
like every single time you said portrait of. It was like, portrait.
Dude. Oh, that's a
and then it would catch up by just speeding up your voice.
He's like, portrait.
all right.
Anyway, it's fine though. We live. We survived.
Want to wrap it?
Let's wrap it.
And
Wrap
I'll
it
be
up.
back before it's done.
All right, excellent. This little game we play every week. Brian goes to poop while we start wrapping up. How fast can Brian poop? All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. That's going to do it here, folks, for us over at Moviga HQ. Here up here in Beverly Hills.
We
Live
thought
on
this was
location.
going to be a short one, but it turned out to be a normal one.
That's right. Normal. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. Don't forget to check us out at movigapodcast.com with every link you'll ever need. Social media at Moviga Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Discord, hop in conversation, be a part of the conversation there. Follow us wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all them places. Twitch.tv/Moviga. Justin streamed some not Game Pass or Play recently, and that's kind of where we'll do some game streaming. And of course, youtube.com/AdMoviga Podcast. Give us a sub, like the stream if you're watching. Shout out to chat. Sorry we had to put you in slow mo, but it's kind of cool to get you lit up in here, dude. Party crazy, dude.
You're right.
We
Like
are
this-
only one subscriber away from 50.
Come on, guys.
Big 5-0, dude.
The big 5-0 doesn't get much bigger than that over here on
I
YouTube.
forgot the other 6 zeros, but that's
Yeah, but okay.
Sorry, yeah. Million.
Yeah,
50 million.
50 million. One subscriber away from 50 million. You could be that sub, dude, and win yourself pride. So go subscribe, like the stream. We appreciate you. Share us with your friends. Shout out to Lee. We love you. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Steven.
no problem.
Love you so much, guys.
Love you
That's-
too.
I love one of you.
All right.
I'll
Yeah.
let you figure it out. Go vote over in Discord.
Let's fight over it.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for listening. We love you. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Also,
I
I
always-
always me, but I didn't want to embarrass you in front of your friends. So
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know what?
Post show.
Have either of you guys watched any of the Backrooms stuff, like any of the videos at all? And-
Just like
Maybe,
probably
like, years
reels
and
and
years ago.
stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
I know it's like kind of different. Like it's a lot more expanded than it was like when it first came out, but like that initial mystery and like just kind of wondering what it was all about at first. I kind of hope that's what
Dang it.
gets captured in the movie, not
He's the
all
brain,
of the
though.
different entities and all that stuff. I think
Yeah.
like the more you include things and explain things, it just gets really corny. Like the more ambiguous you make it, the more
ambiguous.
effective it all is. Ambiguous, amphibious.
more
Amphibious.
is-
Yeah.
the more anamorphous it is.
Right.
Guys, don't let
what
them
an
bully
idiot.
you, guys. Don't let them.
Got him. Shout out to chat. We love you. Appreciate you. Joshua Willenbrink 8074.
Is that your area code?
Is that your area code? Was that your area code or something? GG's.
GG's.
Hey. You guys ever see Fat Albert with Kenan Thompson? Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Fun. They had us.
Last
Really?
four of his social. You heard it here.
Ooh, I just got a text. Says,
From Brooks.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you might love this as much as I do. And then there's a link. You know what's crazy?
From who?
Bro, an unknown number. What's crazy is I Googled something about this.
Oh, yeah, you have you probably said yes to all the cookies.
Wait, is this actually a
You're
person
like,
I might know
hey,
whose
just-
number?
Like a chump.
I feel like this
Say,
might
what's the
actually be
number?
a person
What's the number?
whose number is not in my phone.
Read it out loud on YouTube right now so I can.
No, I will not be doing that.
What's the
But
last?
probably. It comes from somebody with a 8074 area code.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, everybody. GG's. We love you.
Yeah. We
Have
do.
a great week.
In
Go,
fact.
go play Crimson Desert. You heard it here first. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye,
guys.
guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Right.